What's up, guys? We are back. We're going to do the sports interview with my friend Randy to talk about the Yankees, Red Sox, and how the Red Sox won that series at the Yankee Stadium against the Yankees, and how the Red Sox Yankees played in Fenway Park in 3 games, and how the Red Sox swept the Yankees, and how the Yankees and Red Sox are one of the best rivalries, and also about how the umpires really made some really bad calls and everything in the games, and about ejecting Boone and LeMahieu and just everything. And also we're going to talk about Money in the Bank and about Aaron Rodgers signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and also we're going to also talk about Ron Killings as R-Truth coming back, and about Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Gunther, Seth Rollins, also about Jacob Fatu, but also this. I wanted to say this. Honestly, Yankees, Red Sox are honestly the biggest rivalry because they are like the best teams in the American League. And also, the Red Sox, as a Yankee fan, I respect the Red Sox. They're a great team. And also about how the Yankees literally got beaten by the Red Sox at Yankee Stadium. The Red Sox lost game 1, and then they won game 2 and 3 and won that series. And then we came over to Boston, and also the Yankees were down 1-0 in the game 1 until the 9th inning, where Aaron Judge hit a big home run. He is now on pace to break his home run record, which is insane to believe. And also, we did see Aaron Judge is on pace for a historic season, and he's already batting .390. He joined Babe Ruth, Ivan Rodriguez, Mickey Mantle, Lou Gehrig, and Roger Maris for having 26 home runs and an over .390 average. And that's amazing history. And Aaron Judge is on pace to break his home run record. And I'm like, that would be cool to see. Also, we did see this. Kyle Riley is on pace to having the best offensive season by a catcher for the first time since Salvador Perez in 2021, and also since Mike Piazza, and he is literally on pace for 64 home runs, which is insane to believe, and he already has 26 home runs this year. And also, me and Randy are going to also talk about like the Mets and Phillies, and how the Mets are in first place, and how the Mets are a really good team, and how the Phillies are also a good team and they're in first place. And here's my friend Randy to talk all about the Yankees, Red Sox, and everything else. Here's my friend Randy to talk about the Yankees, Red Sox rivalry and the horrible plays that the umpires did also, and everything else. So, Randy, what do you think of this? The Yankees and Red Sox played at Yankee Stadium 2 weeks ago, and the Yankees won Game 1, 9-6. Then the Red Sox came back to win 10-7 and 11-7 in Games 2 and 3, and they took that series. But then the Yankees came back and won the next series, and then they went to Fenway, and where you and me saw those really bad calls that they made against the Yankees and the Red Sox.
So, honestly, it was a bad fudging call, dude.
When it was clearly a fair ball.
So, not only that they called foul, but they ejected 2 coaches.
He ejected Aaron Boone, the manager, and the second baseman / first baseman / third baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
I think it was bullshit.
And literally it's like, DJ was just saying, you're wrong, and he said, I just think I was safe. He was just saying it calmly, and the umpire ejected him.
Like, honestly, like, you can't eject a coach if you just say your honest opinion.
Mm-hmm. And also, Yankees, Aaron Judge hit a home run out of Fenway Park, and it tied the game. Then the Red Sox walked it off, and then the Red Sox won Game 2 and won Game 3, and they swept the Yankees. And I admit, the Red Sox just played better baseball against us.
So here's the honest truth. It wasn't a fair game because they made bullshit calls, and I'm just saying this honestly, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And kids, don't try, just because you're upset or any fans that are underage and you hear me saying these words, never say this in front of your parents, because I'm saying my honest opinion, because me and Brandon, we are adults. I'm 30, he's 23. So we're entitled to say these words. Don't ever say this. Don't ever learn these words, because it's not going to go end as well. And they're probably going to demonetize or conversations on these interviews, or Brandon's going to get a restriction, whatever. Just please don't say these words at home.
And what do you think of this? Aaron Judge says Fenway is his favorite visiting ballpark because of the fans and everything. And also, even he doesn't mind the Red Sox fans booing because he says it's the atmosphere of Yankees, Red Sox, and he loves it, and he also loves hitting there.
Once again, Aaron Judge, congratulations on tying up your record.
He is on pace to break it. He has 26 home runs this year.
Congratulations to you. You deserve it, my friend, and keep up the good work.
And what do you think of it that he says that about Fenway?
He's the only Yankee that ever said that he loves playing at Boston Red Sox Fenway Park. He's the only Yankee that says that. And that is respect to him.
Mm-hmm. And also, you were saying.
And that's the difference from any rival from a team, because not a lot of rivals say that shiz.
True. And also, there is breaking news. Giancarlo Stanton is back off the IL, and he is in the lineup. It is Grisham, Rice, Judge, Bellinger. Giancarlo Stanton is officially back, making his season debut.
Woo!
Chaz Chisholm Jr., Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells, and DJ LeMahieu. Stanton had 6 RBIs, a home run, which was a grand slam, and a double and a sacrifice fly in his 3 rehab assignments. What do you think of that?
Insane, dude.
And what do you think of it that the Yankees took it slow with him until now to finally activate him off the injured list? When he was feeling, he said, even if I feel the pain through the elbows, I will still deal with it and I will still play through it.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Insane.
That Stanton says he'll play through it even if he feels it.
Insane. But it's like good to have him back, though.
Yeah. I'm happy that Stanton is back. Also, Kyle Riley of the Seattle Mariners is one of their best young superstars. And he has 26 home runs this year. He's tied with Aaron Judge with 26. And he is on pace for 64 home runs, Kyle Riley of the Mariners. And literally this about him, he is on pace to have the greatest offensive season as a catcher since Salvador Perez in 2021 when he had 48 home runs as a catcher, and since Mike Piazza.
That's insane. But here's the thing about catchers. Their position in baseball is the most dangerous position.
Mm-hmm. And they take a lot of crap when they get hit down there.
Not even just that, Brandon. They get... So if you look at it, when a player is running from third base to home, their position is so dangerous because they get run into.
True.
Can I just say this honestly? They need to change the rule of contact to the catcher because catchers are getting injured.
True. And what do you think of the offensive historic season that Kyle Riley is on pace for the first time since Perez and since Mike Piazza?
Well, for that is amazing.
And for Kyle Riley.
Well, if you look at it, Mike Piazza is a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
And Hall of Famers' records are made to be broken, if you understand.
True. And the MLB Network has said Aaron Judge is on pace for having another historic season. He may be on his way to another MVP season. Also, remember when Rafael Devers got said to the team when they asked him, can you move over to DH? And he said, no, I'm not doing it. And then he says, fine, I'll do it. And then they ask him, can you move to first base because of a player that they got injured and is out for the whole year because of torn Achilles surgery and everything. And they said, Devers, can you move to first base? He says, no. Guess what? He literally hit his last home run as a Red Sox last night, and he hit his last home run as a Red Sox in the Red Sox sweep over the Yankees, but he literally did this. He got traded from Boston to the San Francisco Giants, and now he has the audacity to say, oh, I'm willing to play any position to help the team win, when he said, I'm not going to do that for Boston. When they paid him 10 years, $315 million contract extension to be their franchise player, because he didn't agree how they got Bregman over him.
So, see, this is, okay, so all the fans are here. When you're playing in Major League Baseball for money like that, and your coach asks you to do this for the team, and you say no,
it's basically a big FU to the manager and the team.
Exactly.
And what do you have to say to Devers?
I wish you the best luck, have a good day, and fuck you for the best of life.
But what do you think of it that the Red Sox traded him?
Deserved it, dude. He freaking deserved it. If you look at it.
And they say there wasn't as many communication with him or the team.
He didn't do anything for the Red Sox. He just gave them a big deal for nothing. They asked him a simple thing.
They say
no.
Your defense stinks at third base, because it does stink from 2017 till now. His defense has stunk. And they said, can you move over to DH? He says no. Then he says, fine, I'll do it. And then they say, can you move over to first base? And he's like, no.
See, okay, if your coach asks you to do this, it's not, you can't say no.
And what do you think of it that the Red Sox gave him a franchise record of, in 10 years, $315 million, and he was their franchise player, and then he gets traded immediately after the Red Sox sweep the Yankees yesterday, and he gets traded to the San Francisco Giants, of all teams, and he now says, oh, to the Giants, I'm willing to play any position to help the team win.
See, you did that for the Giants, but you're not doing that for the Red Sox. So this is what I mean. This is why you got traded, dude. You have to freaking do anything for a team. Do you even realize that you're in a honor of a team from David Ortiz, Manny Ramirez, which doesn't count because he did steroids, he cheated.
Yeah.
Jason Varitek.
And Johnny Damon.
Pedro Martinez.
Xander Bogaerts.
Don't forget Roger Clemens. Don't forget Justin Pedroia. It goes on and on and on.
And Xander Bogaerts and Mookie Betts.
Don't forget Coco Crisp. I'm naming freaking Hall of Famers of the Red Sox. So, don't forget Babe Ruth. He's a former Hall of Famer of the Red Sox. So, you should be honored to play for a team, a franchise like the Red Sox, man. And you got fudged over, dude.
Yeah. And the Red Sox received Jordan Hicks, Kyle Harrison, James Tibbins, and Jose Bello, all pitchers. Two pitchers that have a 6.47 ERA, and two pitching prospects. And I feel like the Red Sox got a bunch of trash pitchers back. But literally, do you think it was a good trade for the Red Sox?
To be honest, like, a guy like him, they don't need him because the way he's acting scum, bro.
And
Like,
apparently, he didn't like how they got Bregman over him when Bregman is a better defensive player.
okay, so he's jealous.
Also, Rafael Devers finished his Red Sox-Yankees rivalry as part of that rivalry. He finished it with 31 home runs, a 270 average, 119 RBIs, in 109 games. I'm like, okay, that's a good thing to end the rivalry with.
So either way, as the fact, like, he did not go out in the correct way. So here's the thing: if you're gonna go out in a banger when you're getting traded, you do what your coach says, no matter what.
True. And plus this Rafael Devers, he always did very well offensively for the Red Sox, and it's weird. They had just gotten back to 500, above 500, and they trade him. And literally, it was like mind-blowing because it's like, what the heck? And literally, it's like they did this with Mookie. They traded him to the Dodgers. And then Mookie helped the Dodgers win the World Series in his first year. It was during 2020. And literally this. And then they didn't sign Bogarts because they didn't give him a good offer. And then they signed Devers, and now they finally get to above 500. They trade Devers. It's like, why are you trading him when you finally get over 500 also?
Because he's not doing anything.
True. And what do you think of this? That the Red Sox got an okay pitcher and then an all right kind of pitcher, but then they got two prospects from the Giants. What do you think of that?
Insane.
And what do you think of this? The Giants' offense with Devers has Willie Adames, who's a really great home run hitter. Has Matt Chapman, who is on the IL but will come back soon. And has Matt Chapman, Devers, Mike Yastrzemski, Carl Yastrzemski's grandson, Mike Yastrzemski, and has Justin Verlander, the Hall of Fame pitcher that's still pitching, and Logan Webb, and also has has that kind of team. What do you think of that? Do you think they're an okay team? Because they're in second place fighting for the first place with the Dodgers.
Insane.
Also, guys, literally, I saw the plays that the umpires were making against the Yankees and Red Sox in Game 1. It was a bad play. It was clearly a fair ball. And literally, they call the guy, our runner, at third base out when he stole third and he was clearly safe. And it's like, what the heck? You screwed both the Yankees and Red Sox. And also, just get rid of the ghost runner rule. It's so stupid. That rule ruins baseball. We want to see the players work their butts off to get on base. And literally, it's like, come on. I'm sick of this ghost runner rule. Everybody hates it. And I understand you want the games to go fast, but still, the pitching clock is a big help. But let it get rid of the ghost runner. That was so stupid. And those umpires last night made a really bad call against the Yankees and Red Sox. And they basically screwed both teams. It really sucked. Also, me and Randy are going to be talking about Money in the Bank. Literally, it was awesome to see where Jacob Fatu finally betrayed Solo by saying, "I hate you, Solo." And then we saw R-Truth now is Ron Killings come back and return to screw John Cena and Logan Paul, and he helped Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes win. And also, we did see Seth Rollins win Mr. Money in the Bank. We saw Becky Lynch win the Intercontinental Championship. Also, we did see Naomi won Miss Money in the Bank. And also, my honest opinion, I was really mad where Jey Uso lost the world title to Gunther again. It's like you build his story up to beat Gunther, and he finally does, and then you have him defend his title once or twice, and then you make him lose it to Gunther again. Like, dude, and his title reign was even better, even at 51 days. Keep him as champion until at least SummerSlam, over 100 days. It really pissed me off when that happened. And I think Jey Uso was a better champion. And honestly, it just really pissed me off. And also, seeing Cody Rhodes and John Cena and Logan Paul and all of them fight, that was awesome to see. And I admit that it was awesome to see. And honestly, I'm excited for CM Punk, John Cena, and Night of Champions because that was two of my favorite legends growing up. And because I remember seeing John Cena, CM Punk always. And literally where CM Punk beats him, where John Cena wins, where CM Punk wins, where John Cena wins. I'm used to that. And here's my friend Randy to talk all about this. So Randy, what do you think about the stupid Ghost Runner rule in baseball?
I feel like it's dumb and it's not fair for the players.
What do you think of it? Where they, in 2020, they put it as a runner on second in extra innings and to try to make the games end faster. What do you think of that?
I feel like it's so stupid.
And do you understand why they try to make the game go faster?
Because they don't want the game to be fun.
Also, what do you think of Money in the Bank?
Okay, I like it because Solo finally turned on. Jacob turned on Solo because Solo talked, that sheesh on Jacob.
It's like he said, Jacob has no brains. Like, you don't say that about Jacob. What do you think?
He says he's all gas but no brains. You're all brains but no fucking brains.
What do you think? What did you think of it where Solo did that and Jacob came out of the background?
Insane.
And what was your thought of where Seth Rollins won Mr. Money in the Bank?
I hate Seth.
And what did you think of all the other matches?
All the other matches except for Seth and Becky was stupid.
Like, what did you think of Ron Killings, R-Truth, coming back and then screwing Cena and Logan Paul to help Cody and Jey win?
Okay. John had that coming because... Well, John is the reason that Ron Killings came alive, to be honest.
Yeah. And
John had that coming getting hit with the title.
True. And what did you think of where it was Cody and Jey versus Logan Paul and John Cena?
Oh, that was a good match.
And what did you think of how Lyra turned on Becky like that?
Well, Becky deserved it because Lyra had a choice.
And plus, Lyra was honestly a better champion.
Okay, so if you look at... Because the thing is... It's every time when it's Seth or it's freaking Becky or it's like when Becky leaves, what happens? Becky comes back, she wins the title. It's so unfair.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it, Becky got injured before WrestleMania, and before WrestleMania she was women's champion. She lost it to Asuka because she was in a triple threat ladder match with Asuka and Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So who was the better woman? Asuka. So who had to go on a hissy fit because I'm a Flair? Charlotte. So guess what happened? Charlotte beat Asuka, and then it was Charlotte going for then Becky got injured, and she still entered the Royal Rumble and won it with an injured leg. Eliminated Charlotte, so that's what led to because that was the whole thing because Charlotte and Becky had a feud for the SmackDown Women's Championship because Becky gets tired of her friends stabbing her in the back because of titles. But what happens? You're doing the same shiz. You're no better.
Yeah. And what'd you think of this? We're getting CM Punk versus John Cena and Night of Champions.
Oh, I'm going to love that. I think the best way to go in that freaking pay-per-view is to wear my CM Punk Best in the World shirt that I got in 2012 where it says Best in the World. His very first Best in the World authentic wear WWE Shop shirt, which I love it because here's the thing. I'm not a big CM Punk fan because a lot of you not know I'm a big diehard Jeff Hardy fan. And then I went from Jeff Hardy from The Miz and then I start downgrading from The Miz because he has no strength. He has no upper body strength. He can't pick people up. So then I got into Roman Reigns, and then I got fond of Bray Wyatt, which rest in peace and went over Rotunda. It was Father's Day, and you did not get to spend time with your kids. So rest in peace to you. Which, if not a lot of you know, I have a Bray Wyatt tattoo on my hands. Brandon does, but the fact is, I went to WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, and it was the best time of my life. And the last time I saw Bray Wyatt at a show was at the Holiday Tour.
Yeah, and what do you think of the rivalry between Cena and Punk?
Okay, so CM Punk was the very first person to walk out with the WWE title at Money in the Bank.
True.
And that was cool. So John Cena is trying to be a 2.0 version of CM Punk walking out.
True. And what do you think of the match at Night of Champions?
So I have a thing that I feel like John is gonna have someone screw it over because that's the thing. That's all that John Cena is gonna do.
True. And what do you think of this? Of them making Jay lose the title again to Gunther after building him up.
Stupid.
Like, what is your thoughts about it?
I feel like it's stupid. I don't like that shit.
Because it's like you build him up to beat Gunther, and he finally does.
Exactly. You build him up to beat Gunther, but like you still make him lose to Gunther. You make him tap out.
And plus, Gunther, you tapped out. And what do you have to say to Gunther?
Gunther, you're just a paper champion.
And what do you think of it that now with Seth being the Mr. Money in the Bank, he could cash in on Gunther or John Cena or or Jacob Fatu?
I don't think he's gonna go for Jacob Fatu, but I think like he's gonna go for the world title because that's what he mainly wants. Or he's gonna cash in on Cena because you saw Monday Night Raw. He was looking at Cena with the Money in the Bank.
True. And what do you think of how Ron Killings put John Cena in the STF?
insane.
And what do you think of this? Like, what do you think of, I'm trying to think of it. It was, with wrestling where we saw Tiffany Stratton throw out the first pitch for the Mets, and they've noticed a lot of wrestlers have been doing that lately.
Tiffany, text me or call me.
Well, what do you think of how they're finally getting wrestlers to do it?
It's kind of funny. She's from Minneapolis, Minnesota, but she's a Mets fan.
And she's a Twins fan.
Insane!
And what do you think of how they're bringing wrestlers to baseball games and where they are now finally...
So that's actually the cool part. So I feel like Liv went to the Red Sox.
She went to Red Sox and also a Baltimore Orioles game also.
Dude,
and
shout out to Liv Morgan. My family would love you. Please.
Also, LA Knight went to the Dodgers, Giants, and Angels.
Liv went to the Dodgers as well. So Liv went to the Dodgers, Red Sox, and Orioles. Which Liv, if we ever meet, please contact me. Please date me. Because my family will love you. Because my family is in Maryland. They will love you because they are Oriole fans. And they will love you because you went to the Oriole Stadium and pitched the first pitch. They would be jello.
She threw out the first pitch for the Red Sox only, I found out.
I would love you for eternally. I'm a Red Sox fan, Liv. Please.
And also, she said she's from New Jersey, so she is a New York fan. Means a New York Yankees and Mets fan.
Liv, we may not like the same, we like one of the same teams, we don't like the second team, but I love you no matter what.
And what do you think of like how in general WWE is getting more of their stars to do kind of baseball stuff also?
Bro, it's kind of good because like if you look at it, okay, so I just saw a short reel about like many different Hall of Famers that are multi-time champions. Wayne Gretzky is the GOAT of hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Babe Ruth is the GOAT of baseball right now. Then
Aaron Judge is right now.
No, in their time. Look, I'll send you the video. I watched it. I'll send it after the video. They're talking about during their times in the sports.
Mm-hmm.
And then Serena Williams is the GOAT in tennis. And then what's called Tiger Woods is the GOAT in golf, which golf is not a strong suit of my sport. And then Michael Jordan is the GOAT in basketball, and then Tom Brady is the GOAT in football. So they said that now that John Cena hit the record books of 17-time WWE champion, he is now the GOAT of WWE, dude.
True.
I'm just saying, if you look at the GOATs that hit the record books in sports of championships, that's all I'm saying, dude.
Mm-hmm. Also, we're going to be talking about Aaron Rodgers. My honest opinion, I think it's a good move that the Pittsburgh Steelers are signing Aaron Rodgers. He's a really good quarterback and a great leader, veteran. And honestly, I think it's a really good move for the Pittsburgh Steelers because I honestly thought he was going to stay with the Jets, but literally, it's like, come on, let him just do an interview. And also, with Pat McAfee, just let him. And literally it's like, honestly, I really think it's going to be a good move. I think he's going to have a really good season with the Steelers, and it's my dad's team, and I honestly think that, honestly, I think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are a good team, and it's pretty cool because they get Aaron Rodgers and the Giants get Russell Wilson. And it's like, and I honestly thought it was a good move because they did a little swap. The Jets release him, then the Steelers get him, and then the Giants get Russell Wilson. And my friend Randy is going to talk about his opinion on it. Also, I think the Jets made a mistake by releasing him. I think they should have kept him because they should have kept building around him. And He wanted to retire as a Jet and win a Super Bowl. And literally, it's like, come on, Jets, you know this. And he is the fastest to come back from injury, faster than Tom Brady. And literally, I honestly think it's a good move that Aaron Rodgers has signed with the Steelers. I hope he does well. And here's my friend Randy to discuss it. So, Randy, what do you think of the Aaron Rodgers signing?
Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, shout out to the fans. If you have Netflix, check out the Aaron Rodgers documentary on Netflix. Okay, on a serious note, there's many reasons why the New York Jets should not have done that.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm calling you out, Jets. This is the main reason why you haven't won a Super Bowl in decades. Your Hall of Famer quarterback that won you only one Super Bowl, who sold his soul to the devil, is because that was the only way he was going to be able to win you a Super Bowl. So you're fudged up.
What do you think of Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers?
He made a smart choice because the Jets kind of screwed him over.
Mm-hmm.
And they broke a contract, and they're not even paying him.
Want to explain it?
Okay, if you have a contract, okay, like, let's say I signed a lease for a whole year, and my lease did not expire. I broke no rules on the lease.
Yep.
You cannot kick me out if I broke no rules.
True.
You cannot evict me if I didn't break any rules. If I didn't make any noise rule, if I didn't break no noise rules, no noise complaints, nothing, you have no reason to evict me.
True.
So, if he has a 3-year contract, 3 years, and his contract says you have to pay him by the 3 years, and if you do release him, you still have to pay him. That is a contract. You cannot break a contract.
True.
So, Mr. Aaron Rodgers, if they don't pay you by the beginning of this new season, get your lawyer, get your damn money, because that's fucked up what the Jets did to you. Oh, by the way, okay, so he is the only Jets that came back from the Achilles tendon injury mad fast. He's like the real-life Superman.
That's true. And what do you think of the Giants getting Russell Wilson?
I fucking hate the Giants. I fucking hate them. Sorry for my words.
And what do you think of like how it's like this? It's like they did a swap. Instead, the Jets get rid of Rodgers, and the Giants bring in Russell Wilson, and then the Steelers bring in Aaron Rodgers on a 1-year, $13 million contract.
I feel like it's stupid.
Do you think he'll do well for the Steelers?
No.
And what do you think of this?
Aaron Rodgers, I feel like he'll do better.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers do a better job than Russell Wilson. Hard take. Because Russell Wilson did horrible. Yeah, you made it to the playoffs, but not a good job.
True. And what do you think of this? That I did hear that what do you call it? The WrestleMania has been announced that's been moved to Las Vegas again.
It's repeating in Las Vegas. WWE, I am happy that you picked that again. Thank you for picking that again.
And what do you think of this? That the Dodgers have announced Shohei Ohtani is returning back as a starting pitcher, and now is back to being a two-way player, and he is back from the shoulder injury, and he's doing great offensively, but now he is going to be pitching, and he was named the starting pitcher for tonight's game with the Dodgers Padres, and literally Ohtani hasn't pitched since 2023. What's your honest opinion?
Insane, dude.
And what do you think of this? That even though the Red Sox fans are a little upset or a little bit happy that Devers got traded, what do you think of how Red Sox fans were trolling Yankee fans after they swept the Yankees? And I admit, I respect them as a Yankee fan because the Red Sox are a great team. What do you think?
Insane.
Like, where as a Yankee fan, I respect the Red Sox, and how you, as a Red Sox fan, you respect the Yankees.
Yeah.
And what do you think of how some fans are just like, you can't trust you can't respect them? What do you have to say to
Because
fans?
you're a rival member of a team doesn't mean
Yeah,
you don't have to respect them.
true. And they say the Dodgers Padres the biggest rivalry, or is the Yankees Red Sox?
I don't believe that. I feel like Red Sox and Yankees are the biggest rivals.
True. And what do you think of this? Freddie Freeman and his family have donated half his contract money to the firefighters to fight off the wildfires. And what do you have to say to Freddie Freeman?
Insane.
To him and his family, what do you have to say to them for donating half his contract money to them?
Amazing.
And what do you think of this? That we saw the MLB debut of Roman Anthony, the Red Sox top prospect. What do you think of it that the Red Sox finally called up their top number one prospect in baseball? And they now have the three top prospects. Roman Anthony, Kristen Campbell, Marcel Mayer. Top three prospects.
Wow, that's insane, dude.
And what do you think of this? That they say the Red Sox found out Devers did not want the Red Sox calling up these young guys to replace him. What do you have to say to that?
Insane.
That he didn't want the young players to play over him.
Wow.
And what do you have to say about that? What do you have to say about that?
Insane.
And what do you think that we may get Damian Priest versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship?
Wow.
Do you think that will be a good match?
Yeah.
What do you think of, like, Seth Rollins' new bloodline, technically? What do you think of Seth Rollins' new bloodline?
Insane, dude.
Like, your honest opinion, because you don't like Seth.
I fucking hate it.
And what do you think of, like, in general, of, like, how Triple H and how WWE has released so many stars, but also has gained back some stars?
That's true.
And what do you think of Ron killing now instead of R-Truth?
I love it.
And do you miss R-Truth?
I like to see Ron Killings.
And what did you think of him cutting off his hair lock?
Insane. Like, it's like, dude, like, why would you do that? Like, I mean, I understand it's your hair. You can do whatever the fudge you want, but, like, it took you so long to freaking grow out your hair, dude.
True. And what did you think of this? The Queen of the Ring has announced that Jade Cargill advanced in it, and Roxanne Perez advanced in it, and Randy Orton advanced in it, and Cody Rhodes advanced in it.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And what do you think that Jey Uso is going to respond to losing his title tonight on Monday Night Raw?
Wow.
And honestly, what do you think about the, like, in general, like, how we're seeing more, like, more of, like, baseball, hockey, football, and just everything, and how football is almost here and baseball is almost at the All-Star game finally.
I can't wait.
And what do you think of this? That Alex Bregman, who is having a great season for the Red Sox, is on the IL, but he is still getting All-Star votes.
Really? I didn't even think that.
Yeah. And also, I do want to say thank you for doing the sports interview. And this will be on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
If you haven't noticed now, like and subscribe and comment, post those notifications, and tell us what you want us to talk about next.
And also, we did see the Mets and Phillies have been amazing teams this year. Literally, the Mets have been in first place like crazy, and the Phillies have been on the Mets' tails for first place like crazy. And they've been on fire with offense, pitching, defense, everything. Even without Sean Manaea, Frankie Montas, and everything, they are still doing amazing. And plus, there was breaking news. Koga Sanga has a high-grade hamstring strain. And literally it's crazy to see, and it's sad to see, because I hope he comes back and dominates, because he literally has dealt with so many injuries in the past, and it sucks for the game of baseball. Also, we did hear Corbin Burns is having Tommy John surgery, and it sucks for the game of baseball. Also, we're seeing and Jose Martinez announced that he's having Tommy John surgery. It just sucks for the game of baseball. Also, me and Randy did talk about the Phillies. The Phillies have been an amazing team this year. They have over 40 wins, and they are in second place. They're right on the Mets' tails. And literally, the Phillies have been on fire with offense with Bryce Harper, Brandon Marsh, and Alec Boehm, and Nicholas Castellanos, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, JT Realmuto. They've been an amazing team. My honest opinion, they have been a really great team this year. And it's awesome to see. And we may see Phillies and Mets in the playoffs again. I really hope we see that again. And literally it will be awesome to see, because Mets and Phillies are a great team. Also, the Detroit Tigers are in first place in the AL Central. The Astros are in second place. The Mariners are in first. And also, we did see the Dodgers dominate the Giants, and the Giants dominate them too. Also, the Red Sox will be playing Rafael Devers for the first time since he got traded to the Giants on this Friday in San Francisco. That's going to be a little bit awkward. Also, we did talk about the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers have the best record in baseball right now because they have over 40 wins. The Yankees are right behind them. And also, it's really awesome to see, because I love seeing teams do very well. And also, I want to see new teams in the playoffs too. But I'm predicting we're going to see a lot of great players in the All-Star game. Send Junior Caminero, Isaac Paredes, Jose Altuve, and Aaron Judge, of course, and Cody Bellinger, Volpe, Goldschmidt, and Vladdy and Jose Ramirez to the All-Star game. Send them all, because they deserve it. And send Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie, Will Smith. Also, you gotta send, what do you call his name? O'Neal Cruz, Eugenio Suarez, Nolan Arenado. Send them all to the All-Star game. And bye. And this was a really amazing sports interview we did. So, Randy, what do you think about this? The Mets and Phillies are still tied for first, and the Mets have been doing great this year. And Soto is batting .384 in his last 12 games with 10 home runs, 15 RBIs, and a 1,200 OPS plus. He's finally starting to heat up. And literally the Phillies are heating up like crazy, even though they're losing some games, but their Mets and Phillies are basically tied for first. And they're like at each other's necks right now.
That's great. Hopefully the Mets lose their spot because I just want to see, here's my thing. I don't want to see the Mets lose their spot just like that. I just want to see them lose their spot and come back up and get back in first place. You see what I'm saying?
True. And what do you think about Juan Soto?
Screw him.
And what do you think about this? Zach Wheeler announced, he's the Phillies ace, announced he plans on retiring at the end of his contract of age 2027 season.
Insane.
What do you think of that? That he wants to wait till the end of his contract year in 2027
Wow.
to retire.
Wow.
What's your honest opinion on that?
Insane.
And what do you think of this? The Mets have been a really great offensive team this year, and their players are leading for the All-Star game, and also we're seeing so many great Mets players doing great. We're seeing so many walk-offs this year.
Nice.
And what's your honest opinion on that? Because you're a Mets fan and a Red Sox fan.
So I feel like, yeah, Soto wanted a better contract, but,
Yeah.
But you could have picked the Yankees where you're going to, win a championship. The Mets hasn't won a championship in so long.
And plus, they did announce today a former Mets player, part of the Mets Miracle World Series run and championship season, passed away today. And he was a former Blue Jays doctor and a former Blue Jays coach. And he was a former Mets player, part of the Miracle Mets.
Wow.
And he passed away at age 89 years old today. And what do you think of that?
Insane.
And also, they did say this, that Wander Franco's trial is going to start soon.
Really?
I heard that. They've been postponing it until now. Finally. And what do you think of that?
Insane.